I'm just going to give you guys a quick rundown of what could be some potential issues for the air conditioners here in the facility, in specific the ones in the patient rooms. So I'm going to flip the camera around here. This is in the maintenance office, and this is the same exact type of unit that we have in every area in the building on ground level, meaning on the floor in a room, supply closet, etc., where we have air conditioners. Now, first thing you want to do when you walk in is you want to look at the thermostat. This one happens to be mounted on the wall, and I don't know if you can see very well, but basically we want it on auto and cool right now. Now, obviously you would go through the menu to change it to heat, or if you put the function on, it's just going to blow the fan if the compressor is not running. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to walk in, you want to remove the side cover, and this is on the left-hand side, and you'll see that I have a red flashing light. Okay, so that's an indicator that there is an issue with the unit. Now, this diagram right here that's listed will give you a quick brief breakdown on what the light sequences mean depending on what they are doing. So the first thing you want to do is you want to come around here to the side. Now, in all of our units we have a switch in here so that you don't have to go find the breaker. You can actually turn the power off by just simply turning the light switch off. Okay, so right now that light's going to stop blinking here once power's killed, so it's stopped. So right now it's actually safe to stick your hands in there and you're not going to get electrocuted. Now, once you have the side cover off, the front cover is what covers the coil, and I want to just remove that, and you just gently lift it straight up, and that comes off. And then you can see the coil, you can see the condensation pan, which is that underneath, and you can see the condensation line. Now, one of the things you want to do is, if the coil, which this one is pretty dirty, that could be one of the problems. You want to take a brush that you can get in any clean utility room, and this is safe to use on the coil, and you literally just want to use it, and you're going to brush the dirt off of the coil, and you're going to go down the whole process, get all of that off of there. Sometimes it does look like the air conditioner is wearing a sweater, but the more we're on top of it, the less likely that'll happen to you. So once I get all this stuff brushed off, it's not going to be obstructed. Then the next step, you would want to make sure that if it doesn't look too bad, you can go ahead and reset it from now. But another thing is you want to make sure that you're going to clean the coil if it's something that needs to be done. So we use Coil Doctor. We have that in the maintenance office. If you have any question as to where, I can show you. Open it up. You'll see it's got a nozzle, and it's as simple as shake the can a couple seconds, and you're literally just going to spray it on. You don't have to go crazy. It penetrates the fins. You'll see it start to bubble up. Now, it's very important that you do this with the power turned off, because obviously water or moisture and electricity are no bueno. All right, so you let that sit for about 5 to 6 minutes. Now, this does say that you don't need to rinse it, but I always recommend rinsing it because it does have a chemical odor. And once you rinse it out, you're going to ensure that you've flushed every impurities out of the coil. So I'm going to turn back around here. So we do have a pump sprayer in the maintenance office. It does say water only. So never just grab a pump sprayer because you don't know what was previously in it, and you don't want to be spraying harmful chemicals onto the air conditioner. So I'm going to turn this around here. So basically I'm just going to pump it up. Now, I'm not going to let this sit the full 5-6 minutes because I don't think it's necessary. So let me turn back around, and you're literally just going to take the pump sprayer and you're going to flush the cleaner out. Now, if you notice, you see that water draining. That is the condensation pan. Now, you want to make sure that you pay attention as you're rinsing that the pan is not clogged, or that line's not clogged, because obviously you don't want to create a bigger issue than what you're currently dealing with. So I'm going to get this all flushed out. Okay, so we've just cleaned the coil. Now, basically we want to make sure that it doesn't necessarily need to be dry, but we do want to let it drip out as much as we can, because if you see, there's this green wire, and then right tucked in here, there's a white wire, and then I don't know if you can see, but basically they go back in, and there's a shelf in the pan, so once water gets to a certain level, it'll touch the connection of those wires, and then that's going to trip the air conditioner out, because basically it's telling the air conditioner that it's about to overflow and it doesn't want to create an issue. Once that's all done and you're all drained out, you just come back around here to the side, turn the switch back on. I'm not going to do it just yet because I want this to dry. So let's see, I'll turn that back on. So we have a green light. And basically, once you feel that it's dripped out long enough, you would go back over and go ahead and reset the thermostat by turning the air conditioner off and then turning it back on, and just ensure that air is actually blowing out. So what we just identified was cleaning the coil due to it being dirty. I did mention that if the water pan is full, it's going to trip itself out because the condensation overflow. And if you look right here, condensate overflow would be the yellow light on. Now we had a red light flashing. So if we look at what the red is, there's only 3 different possibilities, and that is a high pressure fault, that is a service test mode enabled, or low EWT. I'm not an air conditioning professional, so I don't really know the correct terminology on those. But here at North Mountain, our main issue is dirty filters, dirty condensation lines, so it's clogged. So that would be a condensation overflow, or the coil is dirty. Another issue that we have is a lot of times, these thermostats, they're not powered by anything other than a battery. So if you look, they have batteries inside. So a lot of times the battery will die, therefore it's not going to operate the unit, and so you need to change the batteries. No big deal. So changing the batteries in the thermostat, cleaning the coil, making sure that the pan is not full so it's not a condensation overflow sensor trip. And then to clear the condensation line, very simple. I'll turn back around here. You can see that there is a tube. There's a hole in the top. And basically, you just want to make sure that it's going to flow. So you see how it's sagging? It's just as simple as lifting it up so that the water will drain down. And then you'll see the water flow out. This one's pretty dirty inside. But now, that pan is empty. So we are good to go. So 1 was batteries in the thermostat, 2 was dirty coil, 3 is condensation overflow, 4 is clearing the condensation line, and then this unit does not have a filter, but another big issue is just a dirty filter. It simply just goes right in the bottom. If you have any questions, give David a call and he will be more than happy to help you.